For Chandler and for the rest of our boys.
Ordered to leave their family home, we meet the soldier and his 13-year-old disabled son who face being evicted.
Extraordinary. That's after the break. We'll see in a couple of minutes. Now, a former soldier who has served this country for 24 years is being evicted from his home despite having a teenage son with cerebral palsy.
Yeah, the Daily Mirror tells the story with a headline. Here it is for you. Para and his disabled son kicked out of home by the army. Well, in a moment, we'll be talking to Paul Biddis about the eviction notice. But first, he tells us about his son.
Chandler was born 2 months premature. Unfortunately, on the day he was due to be born, he contracted meningitis, and that led to a severe impact to the brain, which was like cerebral palsy, which he has now. He needs 24/7, round-the-clock care. He's blind, he can't talk, walk or crawl. We've been here for 11 years. The adaptations have been vital, not only for Chandler's benefit, but obviously for us as a carer's benefit as well. Ramps were put in, doors were widened. There's an actual mechanical hoist in his bedroom, so it allows us to transfer him from his bed into his wheelchair or his toilet seat. And the bed is like a sensory room as well, so there's lights that help stimulate his eyesight. I'm worried obviously about the impact on the family. We're not expecting a mansion. We just want a safe environment for Chandler and for the rest of our boys.
Well, former paratrooper Paul Biddis joins us now. This seems extraordinary. It's common sense. I mean, there's your house and it's all fitted out for your boy. And when you get kicked out of there, they're going to have to strip all that out, aren't they?
Yeah, exactly.
That makes no sense.
No, it doesn't. No, there's no sense whatsoever.
I mean, you must be at the end of yourself. You must be in despair.
Yeah, I exhausted every avenue that I could actually do. The army, I just want to make it clear, the army was brilliant. They did everything they could to articulate the information to the departments, the defence infrastructure organisation at Aldershot, and the council as well, and the welfare, social services, the NHS, everybody articulated all this information, and we actually gathered that information months in advance of me actually leaving the army, because I knew that there would be a problem with Oxfordshire Council in getting an adapted property, and everybody acknowledged receipt of that information. And actually said to me, and the MOD, the Defence Infrastructure, said, we will not evict you from that property until the council has found you suitable accommodation. And then out of the blue, we're taking you to court and we want to get you out of that house within 14 days.
The stress that you must be going through and the whole family is going through.
Yeah, it's it's a lot of stress. It's a stress. We have it's a stressful family anyway. Bringing up a disabled child is a stressful situation in its own, and I've been doing that now for 13 years. My wife also has health issues as well, and the whole family as a unit rely on each other to help Chandler get the best out of for his life.
You were told you couldn't keep the home because there was a shortage of housing for servicemen. You don't agree with that, do you?
Oh no, I don't agree with that. And just to be clear, I'm under no illusion. We know we'd have to move from that house because it's a service quarter. But when they tell the courts, and the reason they give for the eviction is that they have a shortage of housing, and then when I have a little ride around the accommodation, and before I actually stopped counting out of anger, I'd counted at least 30 empty houses in amongst residential areas, and then on the Friday gone, there was a house being emptied right in front of me, and then I'm being rushed by the MOD, and the council are being rushed. So they're being put under pressure to try and put me into any type of accommodation. And they've now said to us that your family, or the council have said, we're going to have to split your family up.
Split you up?
Yeah, they'd have to split us up because they wouldn't accommodate us all. Because two of my boys, one is 19, one is 18, they're now adults. But for me to be able to work, I need those boys there to help me look after Chandler if my wife was to fall ill again.
The MOD issued a statement that says it's sensitive to the needs of service personnel and will allow occupation of a property for a set period of time following discharge for medical reasons. However, once this period has been exceeded, the property must be vacated to ensure it's available for an entitled service family.
You know what? Surely common sense sometimes. And I mean, I know you very reluctantly did the article in the Mirror and come on here today. You just want to go into your life. You really do.
Yeah.
And we're obviously going to follow your story. Paul, thank you for coming in.
Thank
you. It just seems extraordinary.
Absolutely
extraordinary.
Yeah, all the best to you and your family.
Thanks. Right, it's 7:30. Let's get the weather.